What if your fantasy world became your everyday nightmare? Now, it goes without saying that everyone occasionally dozes off. However, this can be addictive and uncontrollable for maladaptive daydreamers who create narrative plotlines with characters inside their minds. I know about this a lot because I myself am a maladaptive daydreamer, and I experience this on a daily basis. Plus, I did the research to expand my knowledge on the subject. In this presentation, we are going to go over the symptoms, complications, and possible treatments for maladaptive daydreaming. This condition was first identified by Dr. Eliezer Sommer from the University of Haifa in Israel way back in 2002. It is when a person indulges in addictive and distracting daydreams that involve creating narrative stories with characters to occupy them for long periods of time. Common symptoms of maladaptive daydreams include whispering the dialogue of characters, creating facial expressions, and unconscious body movement to match the content of the daydreams. Dr. Sommer found in a study conducted in March 2016 that more than 80% of maladaptive daydreamers practiced unconscious body movement whenever they daydreamed. Hannah Byford, a 28-year-old nurse from Los Angeles, California, who is also an avid maladaptive daydreamer, states, "It's as all those characters in that world are real, and they are your friends, and they are the ones who love you, and you love them." Interestingly, maladaptive daydreams can last from minutes to hours, and in that same study by Dr. Sommer in March 2016, that maladaptive daydreamers spend an average of 4.5 hours a day daydreaming, which equals 57% of their waking moments. Some common triggers of maladaptive daydreams include sensory provocations such as smell, certain conversational topics, real-life experiences, and even movies, TV shows, and music. Moreover, many maladaptive daydreamers have experienced trauma in their past, and in that same study by Dr. Sommer in March 2016, he found that 1/4 of maladaptive daydreamers had experienced traumatic events in their lives. Now that we know about the symptoms of maladaptive daydreams, let's dive into how they can regularly affect people's lives. Unfortunately, because of how addictive they are, maladaptive daydreams can interfere with a person's daily routine. This involves lengthy daydreams that isolate people from the real world, which can lead to them neglecting their relationships and responsibilities, and can distract them from jobs and or school, which can put them at risk of getting fired or low grades, depending on the situation they may find themselves in. On December 13th, 2018, Erica Serino of Healthline.com expressed that many maladaptive daydreamers have been previously diagnosed with ADHD or OCD, both disorders known for people having a lack of focus. Additionally, maladaptive daydreamers may also have trouble sleeping at night because of their daydreams, which can lead to sleep deprivation that can contribute to their lack of focus. Plus, maladaptive daydreamers often have an unrealistic expectation of the world around them and the people who inhabit it. Unemployed 28-year-old Sarah Waite, another avid maladaptive daydreamer, explains, "It's awkward when real people, who are also characters in my daydreams, treat me different than they do in my dream world." Despite the consequences, maladaptive daydreamers have an obsessive compulsion to continue daydreaming, and while they may feel good in the moment, they often feel worse after doing so. With this addictive form of daydreaming consuming people's lives, it is imperative that they find treatment to help keep them grounded to reality. Sadly, there is no official medical treatment for maladaptive daydreaming. However, there are various self-care methods that people can use to help curb their symptoms. These include improving sleep quality, practicing healthy habits, addressing triggers and avoiding them, and, interestingly, in one study conducted by Cynthia Shupek and Jesse Rosenthal in March 2009, it was found that Luvox, a drug used to treat OCD, helped one woman ease her maladaptive daydreaming symptoms. Another method maladaptive daydreamers can do is to seek help in the form of a support group meant for maladaptive daydreamers, such as Daydream in Blue and the Wild Minds Network, with the latter having 5,300 members according to its website. Therapy is another good outlet because talking to a medical professional can help you find a solution to keep you grounded to reality. In conclusion, maladaptive daydreamers are often misunderstood by others because they are not aware of the symptoms that cause them to behave in unusual ways. People who experience these intense daydreams are immersed in them for long periods of time. Daydreaming complicates their daily lives by getting in the way of their relationships and responsibilities. Thus, maladaptive daydreamers can try to ease their symptoms by addressing their triggers, joining a support group, and seeking professional help. As Hannah Byford put it, after finding ways to curb her maladaptive daydreaming symptoms, "I may have daydreamed for years and years, but I'm looking forward to experiencing what this world has to offer for the decades to come."